And the thing about it is this: I want to play something because I had Victor Conte here. 2 interviews, 6 hours, 5 hours, 6 days apiece, 5 hours. And I asked him about this whole random ordeal because I told him straight up. And most of you that's in the chat, most of you watching live, you were here. I told Victor Conte, I said, Victor, when we look at VADA's website, they specifically say that their testing procedures will begin 8 weeks before a fight happens between both fighters. In other words, is if a fighter is supposed to be scheduled to fight in March, 8 weeks prior to that date, that's when testing will begin. I said, I also heard you say, Victor, in the interview back in 2011, where you stated that random testing, the most stringent of random testing, is once every 10 days. So my question becomes, how is that random? If you can tell me when they're going to come out, you, Victor Conte, can tell me when they're going to go collect the samples of the blood and urine. If VADA can place on their website 8 weeks prior to their bout is scheduled, that's when they're going to begin testing. Well, that doesn't sound random to me. I'm going to play the answer that Victor Conte gave, and then we're going to move forward. Because a lot of people that was here probably forgot that he said this. Some people that wasn't here, there's going to be new information for you. But before I do that, I got a double salute. Benjamin Lewis. Double salute. Biz on the beat. Double salute. J Sir 72. Double salute. Andre Noble. Double salute. Andre Smith. Double salute. Two Cents Boxing. These are the supervisors of the Roller Tape Film Crew, and I got everybody. I got the hottest chat on YouTube here right now, and we're going to deal with it. And we have to give a reaction to Ryan Garcia's dad, him and Rachel Donier. They went back and forth. Now, it's unfortunate that me and Rachel had to deal with what we had to deal with, and on Friday, I had to address certain things. But it's interesting to me, within 48 hours of me talking about Rachel live in living color, she goes on Mill City's Boxings, and her and Ryan Garcia dad went back and forth. And we're going to deal with that and talk about that only to educate everybody on why. See, that's the point. It's not even about Rachel and Henry Garcia going back and forth. That's not important. What's important is Ryan Garcia's dad is skeptical. And that's the point that we're going to make again. Is the reason for that. Let's hear what Victor Conte said when I asked him about this whole aura of it being random testing. If everybody knows 10 days, every 10 days is the most stringent, and everybody knows that within 8 weeks prior to a bout, that they're going to be tested.
5 different prohibited substances. So back to my original question. When we talked about the frequency, and we talked once every 10 days, and of course the frequencies have to be more than that. And the number of tests that are being performed, and it goes into the word you asked about, stringent. Stringent, right? And yeah. we talked about VADA actually saying on their website 8 weeks standard-wise. I'm going to use the term standard-wise. 8 weeks prior. So it's like a sticker on a car in the window. Right. When you go up and they say, well, here's the standard for this car. But we've got all these extra things. We're going to 12 weeks. Therefore, it's going to cost you more money. Right. So now that we have established that, where let's say 8 weeks prior is the standard, in negotiations it can go 10 to 12 weeks, and then of course everybody would know that because payments have to be issued. And then you're saying stringent, which is the frequency, and once every 10. When we hear all these numbers as just fans of the sport of boxing, this doesn't sound random. Definitely to me, it doesn't sound like it's random because they're telling you 8 weeks prior to a bout, you're going to be tested. You use the word stringent. Let me finish real quick, Vic. You use the word stringent, but we also have you educating us. In 2011, I wrote the tape back and you heard yourself speaking on it, and you said you stand by it, and even today, where someone can use EPO and manipulate this whole system that we're talking about. How is that random or at least unannounced? I I would say that it's better than no testing.
What? That's what Victor said. See, y'all can get mad at me, some of y'all, but I always play back what he says. When I asked him about that, he says, basically, he conceded. He said, hey, it's better than random testing. I mean, he said it's better than no testing at all. I asked him about, hey, how is it random testing if you telling me it's once every 10 days? That's the most stringent of the tests. VADA's putting on their website openly to the public that 8 weeks prior to a bout, they're going to begin testing. How is it random if everybody knows about it? If everybody knows when the DCOs are going to come to collect blood and urine, how is it random? Detail. He said it's better than no testing at all. So he's agreeing with me. He's conceding and saying, I guess that's not random testing. So I got a question on that. You ain't never heard this nowhere else, so I'm glad you're here. If stringent testing with VADA is once every 10 days, according to Victor Conte, then how come they tested Ryan Garcia twice in the same week on back-to-back days? I'm just asking, listen. I'm not starting no I am starting controversy, but I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question. If the most stringent testing, according to Victor Conte, the expert, the anti-doping advocate, that's what he said, the most stringent testing is when the DCOs come and collect urine and blood so that it can be tested once every 10 days. If that's the most stringent testing, then how and why was Ryan Garcia tested twice in the same week within 7 days on back-to-back days, April 19th and April 20th? I'm just asking the question, Detail. I mean, what's your take on that question, bro?
Well, I listened to an interview, and somebody said, I didn't hear it, but I heard it in an interview, that somebody said that Devin Haney team said that Ryan Garcia was going to pop dirty before the fight even started. Before it even happened, days before the fight happened, they said that Ryan Garcia was going to pop dirty. And we all know Victor Conte. He want to know all things. You know, most people thought he was part of VADA. People was in my comments telling me that he was a part of VADA. So I don't know, man. I just believe that by Devin Haney dealings with Victor Conte, that Victor Conte might have had something to do. I don't know. But it's funny, like you said, strenuous one time out of 10 days, but Ryan Garcia tested twice right behind each other before the fight. So somebody doing something. Somebody knows something, and we need answers.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing. No one heard it nowhere else but here, because I'm the one that said what was suspicious to me is right after he missed weight, that's when the DCOs came and collected the urine and blood from him. I said this, now this is my opinion. I don't have no proof on it, y'all. This is just my opinion. If I don't say this is my opinion, you know I got the evidence. But this is my opinion that I believe that once Ryan Garcia missed weight, a phone call was made. You heard it here last week. A phone call was made. I believe that. You sick the dogs on him. Yeah, sick them on him. And you see what happened. That's just me. This don't have nothing to do with whether he's cheating or not. We'll deal with that. But I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if a phone call was made. Now, let me tell y'all why I'm saying that.